All right, picture this. You go on a road trip with either your friend, your family, your distant grandma, or bae. Somehow you get stranded, you get lost somewhere along the line, and your car breaks down. You have no gas, it's deserted. Like, what's the first place you're gonna look? Who's gonna send who to go where? In every movie, there's always that one couple that gets stranded or gets lost, and then she's like, Brad, please save us. Save us, Brad. We can't do this anymore. We're not gonna survive out here. Yeah. And then she sends Brad, and then guess what happens to Brad? Brad don't come back. Brad does not come back. So anyway, so then Jessica decides that she's gonna walk. And then when she walks, she finds Brad somewhere along the line. And then she starts screaming and then she runs. We're not talking about Jessica. And we're definitely not talking about Brad because he's gone. Gone. Gone, baby, you're gone. And the truth remains you're gone. Yeah, Brad gone. So then you pull up to the Alpha. It's this gas station out in the middle of nowhere. And what else do you decide that you want? Suddenly you feel hungry. You feel like your insides are eating your other insides. So what do? You go inside the gas station and you grab some snackies. But because you're hungry, you start eating the snackies immediately. But what you don't realize is that there's something in the food. Yeah, there's something in the food. So you start nibbling, eating. You bring out some of the snacks for your distant grandma. And grandma starts nibbling and eating. And then you're like, hold on. You start forgetting stuff. And you're wondering, okay, where am I? What's happening to me? I can't remember. Why did I come here? What did I need? You only know you pulled up to that gas station. So then you get out of the gas station. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I will not subject you guys to that any further. So anyway, so in a spiritual context, Alpha signifies the beginning and Omega signifies the end. So it's oftentimes used to describe God's eternal nature, and it's also the first and the last letters in the Greek alphabet. So basically, it's emphasizing God's presence from the very beginning and ultimately, you know, the end of all things. So it starts off at the gas station called the Alpha. And since the Alpha is the beginning, this is where it all started. We ate the food, we got dazed, we got like confused. We don't know, why did we come here? How did we ended up here? What's happening? Then we start asking questions. So they sent us over to the supermarket. We go over to the supermarket called the Omega. And the Omega is ultimately the end, right? So you know how sometimes we go inside the supermarket and we spend hours inside the supermarket. We only go in there for like, you know, maybe a toenail clipper, maybe a fan, maybe a cucumber. We don't know. Okay, we don't know. But somehow we end up spending hours. Maybe it's a bright light. We don't know what's up. All right. There's something in the air. There's something in the air. All right. So we're in the supermarket, dazed, confused. So what's the next thing on our list? We start asking questions, you know, like, okay, does anybody know where a motel is? And they're like, oh yeah, we have a motel here. It's straight down the street. It's literally down the street. Like right after that block, the next thing is a motel. Yeah, literally. So anyway, so then we decide that we're going to take a detour and we go to the furniture store and we're walking through the furniture store. You know this furniture store? So if you know it, drop it in the comment section. So I heard about this furniture store. I don't want to get sued because I don't even own the clothes on my back. So there's this furniture store, right? And the closest one to me is in New Jersey, and I don't live nowhere near New Jersey, all right? So yeah, so the furniture store is basically like a maze. So you enter the maze from the front, and in order to find whatever you're looking for, you're not gonna find it at the front. You're gonna have to go through the entire store to get to the end. So drop it in the comment section what store you think I'm talking about, what furniture store, and I will heart your comment. Okay, all right. So anyway, so we're in the furniture store, we're walking through. Every section that you go to is a different decade. So you walk through, you're going through the 60s, you're going through the 50s, you're going through the 70s, you're going through the 2000s until you get to the end of the store. You don't know what you want or why you're in there or whatever. Anyway, so then you decide that you're going to leave the furniture store. All right, so now that we're out of that maze, now we get to the motel. And as the Eagles once said, relax, said the night man. We are programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. And if you want to know the reference that I'm talking about with the song, it's called Hotel California by the Eagles. Okay, best one of the best songs. I love it. Anyway, so then we're in the motel, right? And you check in. You put your snacks over there. You decide that you're gonna go take a shower. So you take a shower. What you don't know, it's in the water. You notice how the map of Oasis Springs, it's literally in the name. It's surrounded by springs, water bodies everywhere. It's in the water. So anyway, you take a shower. You don't know that. Nobody knows that. You go, you lay down, right? You close your eyes and you fall asleep. But what you don't know is we gaslight you while you sleep hard. This is the place where we gaslight you hard. So you fall asleep and you wake up and you don't realize that you're not where you belong. So in this hotel, you check in, but trust me, you check into Oasis Spring, you are never leaving. All right. So this is my lure. This is my lure. So eventually you wake up and you start asking, where can I buy houses? So they take you over to this different section of land where you have houses. There's one specific group from the 2000s, but it's the only house. All right. And then the other houses are from the 60s. But you don't know that. Everything just looks so different. You remember that movie clip from Sixth Sense?
I see dead people.
So you know in the movie, in the rest of the clip, the kid basically says, yeah, I see dead people, bro. I see dead people hardcore, bro. And the dead people don't see each other. They see what they want to see. This is the vibe for the hotel. This is the vibe for the Oasis Spring, bruh. This is the vibe. So anyway, so they don't know what's going on. Every house is different, but it's not unusual to them. It's not unusual. Well, are you? Well, I'm talking about you because you checked in. You're never leaving. All right. You're never leaving me. So you check in. All right. And you want to buy a house. Suddenly you realize I need somewhere to live. All right. This is how we keep you forever. You're going to need somewhere to eat. You're going to need somewhere to sleep. So you're going to have to find somewhere to live. All right. So then you ask, hey, where can I buy a house? Eventually, one of the super friendly passengers recommend you to the abandoned house. It's literally the only house on the block that's abandoned, right? All the other houses have something defining about them except this one house. So I had this idea to build this house a very long time ago, basically like a Benjamin Button house. If you don't know who Benjamin Button is basically this old guy that ages backwards. So eventually he meets this young girl and he falls in love with the young girl. And eventually, because she's aging normally forward and he's aging backwards, they meet in the middle somewhere. They fall in love, yada yada yada. Eventually she's aging normal, she gets old, and he's continued to age backwards like a child till he gets to a child, and then he gets to an infant, and then he dies. Anyway, I didn't finish the movie because I fell asleep. So forgive me if I mix anything up or I miss anything up there. So anyway, so I wanted to build a Benjamin Button house, right? So the front of this abandoned house is gonna be literally, it's gonna look abandoned. But as you progress in the house, the decade is gonna change. And I thought that was super dope. So now why not apply to this abandoned house rather than build an entirely abandoned house? Let's make a progressively Benjamin Button house. So anyway, so then you leave the the abandoned house. Okay, how can we have a decades type of environment without a disco? I need a 80s disco stat. So if you notice everything about Oasis Spring, it screams old-timey stuff. Like y'all know that dinosaur, one big dinosaur statue around the back, right? That big dino around the back. And then there's like this diner close by it, right? That's given 50s. It's giving them old-timey type thing. So this is perfect. So drop that disco. So I was thinking, so I had this idea for my I don't even remember what it was, but for my my Willow Creek map replacement video, right? And I don't remember what I said I was going to add in it. I'm sorry, you guys. I have abandoned that temporarily. I've moved on to Oasis Springs, as one does in a relationship. Anyway, so then I decided that, all right, I had this idea. So in debug, I don't know which pack you have to get this, but it's mushrooms in debug, and I was planning to swell them up, right, and then raise them in the air so it's in the ceiling. So I want the ceiling to look mushroomy, right? So that's what I'm gonna do in this disco. And then I can't get light, like colorful mushrooms in the ceiling, so I'm just gonna change the lighting. And that's it. And that's how we gaslight people. That's how we get the toxins in their system, basically, from the mushrooms, right? In the ceiling. But nobody knows because they're dancing around in the disco enjoying their lives. But what you don't know can't hurt you, right? All right, so we leave the disco and we end up in this other community where basically there are people from the 50s living here. The houses are from the 50s. The people are from the 50s. They don't know that. You don't know that. We don't know that. But somebody knows that. All right. So in this era, there's only one house that's actually 70s built. Oh, we're going to have so many missing people. So many missing people. And you know what missing people have? Possessions. They have personal belongings, their bags, their wallets, their shoes, their clothes, everything. Don't be selfish. We have to sustain the community somehow, okay? So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to redistribute the wealth. We're going to redistribute all the possessions. We call it the thrift shop for dead people. And basically, isn't that what a thrift never mind. So, yeah. So basically, all the people that disappear, their stuff doesn't get thrown or tossed. We're not wasteful. Okay? We're kind, generous, wonderful people. Okay? So we just take it to the gift shop. It ends up at the gift shop and it's redistributed. Another secret to the gift shop is, you ever watch that movie Children of the Corn where the children actually live in the cornfield and bad things happen? Well, I want to surround the gift shop, like the back of the gift shop is going to have children in the corn. So you know how in debug they have those debug babies? Well, I'm gonna make a cornfield. I don't know if I can actually get like corn in the thing, but I'll try. If I can't get corn in the thing, then I'll just use some large tall bamboo sticks or bamboo trees that's actually in base game, and then I'll put some debug babies all around it. And there's going to be a special surprise in the basement for the gift shop. Like, I'm not going to tell you, because if I tell you, then, you know, it ruins everything. It ruins everything. So, gaslighting. So anyway, let's move on. So we move on across the street to the diner, and it's going to be gorgeous, beautiful, 50s theme. I mean, is there any other way to do a diner? And plus that environment right there in that location where the dinosaur is, that entire location with all those pretend shops are literally 50s themed. So let's work with it. We're going to go with our black and white. We're going to go with our colors, our pastels. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous. The people are going to look spectacular. The food is going to be spectacular. So yeah, so the diner. Now we move on to the Forget Me Not Hotel, where you will be forgotten and you will forget. This is a facade. You don't know what's over here, but in front of us is Area 52. It's a special wedding venue, right? At the front of it, it's the wedding venue, but we'll talk about that when we get over there. So basically, the Forget Me Not Hotel is where our honeymooners go to honeymoon. The only difference is their families wave them off and say, bye, see you later. You're never gonna be seen again, basically, okay? It's, you're in. So you go there to honeymoon. And I mean, 2 for the price of 1. That is literally a steal, okay? That's a deal right there. So anybody wants to say anything differently, I don't know what you're talking about. Forget me not, you will definitely be forgotten. Trust me, best believe. So that's going to be the theme for this hotel. I want to make it very, you don't know what's inside, and you don't know what's outside. That's the idea. The outside is going to blend in with the desert. All right. There's going to be no trees around, nothing around on the outside. You're not even going to know it's a hotel unless it's recommended to you by fellow passengers. All right. Everything is going to be recommended. And do you know there's a theme going on right now in this entire thing? There's only one of everything. There's one gas station. There's one motel. There's one disco. That's the theme here. That's the theme. We keep you supplied, all right? We supply, but you're supplied. You get it? You get it? All right, you got it. All right, best believe. You're never leaving me, all right? You're never leaving me. All right, so remember in the beginning when we mentioned Alpha and Omega, meaning the beginning and the ending? Well, Area 52 is the beginning and the ending. All right. The front of our building is this, the front of their building is designed as a wedding venue. So you come in, you get married, take me out to the ball. No, wait, wrong song. Da-da-da. No, wait. You know the song for a wedding. All right. I got married in a courthouse, so I don't know. So anyway, so then you go and you are at the wedding venue and you enter the building, right? And that's the front. There's nobody around. All you see is just things. There are no people around. And I actually placed that as a lot trait on there. So people aren't welcome there. It's a private dwelling per se, you know. You can come, but you're not welcome. Anyway, so you come in. And on the first floor downstairs, you know, it's all the wedding stuff. You sing with your family, you dance, you blah, 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 blah. And then the second floor, the third floor, the fourth floor. You don't want to know what's happening in the basement. You definitely don't want to know what's happening in the basement. You don't want to know, okay? I mean, what's a better place to to investigate, right? What's a better place to investigate than people going on honeymoons? That's a great place to start, you know, with all the missing people going around in town. Plus, it's a 2-for-1 special. I mean, why snatch one when you can snatch two? I mean, we're guiding people here. Anyway, let's move on. Anyway, we leave Area 52 and we head on over to the drive-in. And the drive-in is going to be exactly like it was back in them days, all right? You're going to pull up in the Sri Lanka. You're going to pull up in your car, all right, or your truck, backless, topless, whatever, you know, do you. And then I don't have that pack, right, where we have the blankets provided with the cushions inside and whatever. So we can make it because there's a basket in debug. Again, I don't know which pack you have to get the basket in debug, but the basket in debug. And then I just get some of those cushions that we got from that event login thingy. And then you just put some of those pillows inside. So it's provided, you know, we take care of our guests, our passengers. We take care of you guys. The only thing is this drive-in is built on a hot springs. Now, I can't literally build a hot springs under. Maybe I can. Maybe. Who knows? When I get in build mode, we'll know. We'll know then. All right. Struggle is real. Anyway, so then it's going to be built on a hot springs. And accidents are going to happen because this drive-in is built on a cliff. All right. And sometimes you bring garbage and you have to throw out the garbage. All right. So yeah. So accidents happen. Things happen. And suddenly that's also a part of why people disappear in this is also a part of the lore where people disappear. Right. So anyway, so yeah, so that's going to be a part of it. So it's also going to be an area where people kind of like hang out and chill or whatever. I think the movie stuff pack, I think dine out, I think whatever pack, the outdoor retreat pack, I think, whatever stuff pack. I don't know, man. I think businesses and hobbies as well. I think those things will come in super clutch, but I don't have any of those. So we'll see. We'll see. Now over here, we're going to keep things super simple. It's just going to be a golf course. That's what you think. That's what everyone thinks. But in reality, there's going to be an underground tunnel system that leads through every single house on the block. Every single store, every single house, every single everything. There's going to be a tunnel that leads from this golf course exactly to your house. So basically I'm going to build a maze, a tunnel system under the golf course. It's giving they're watching, they're always listening, and they really are. Anyway, so it's basically gonna be set up that tunnel system like behind this huge rock. So you can get the huge rock. I think if you have Strangerville, you'll get the super big rock, but I can't remember if you get it from like debug, like regular rock, and you can just raise it up or swell it up or whatever. So yeah, so you ever watch Jim Carrey's show, movie, The Truman Show? Yeah, it's giving that, you know, where basically in the Truman Show, he lives in this world, he's super happy, you know, everything's normal. It's super normal. And then all of a sudden he gets to the end of the world and you realize that basically it's like he's in a movie or something like that. I can't remember the end. I kind of remember the end, but I can't remember the end. So he's basically like, it's not real. He's living in a world that's not real. Bruh, this is it. This is it. This is, I'm telling you, the brain is clicking. The brain is working today. All right, so yeah, so that's the golf course. I had two series on Netflix that I loved so much, and they took it off. So my first series was the Bates Motel, just the newer one, not the older one. Oh my god, those first couple of seasons, they had me hooked. They had me hooked like a fish, bro. They had me hooked. And then they took the series away. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, then my second series is Dexter. Oh my god. Oh my god. That last episode from that last season pissed me off. I can't tell you how much it pissed me off. And what the hell did they do to Deb? Bro, we needed Deb. We needed Deb. All right. And what the heck? Anyway, I could talk about that forever. Like, I'll get upset. So yeah. So why did I bring up that? Yeah. So with the sheriff's office, I'm thinking basically like old-timey sheriff. There's only one sheriff in town, which is why all these missing people are going around and like we can't find them because there's only one sheriff. The deputy, he asked too many questions. Asking all them questions, asking all them. He asked too many questions, so they got rid of him, you know. Sometimes you can't ask too many questions. Sometimes it's either yes or no, and you just have to accept it. All right. So he asked too many questions. So now there's only one sheriff in town because he don't ask no questions. You know, he minding business. He minds his business. So yeah. So he's there taking care of all the paperwork, all the documentations. The cases are building up. You know, yeah. You don't know, but a part of the lore here is that the sheriff is actually a part of Area 52. Yeah, you could have told. Yeah, you could have guessed that one. The sheriff works with Area 52 because the sheriff owns Area 50. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop. Lies, lies, lies. I don't know. Okay, I don't know, but hey, storyline. Anyway, so yeah, so the sheriff is there. We only know there's no deputy. There's only one. So we're gonna build it like them old-timey sheriff department type of thing. One desk, one chair, and we'll figure out the rest. All right. Then yeah, let's move on. Oh, I forgot to mention that Area 52 is gonna be a completely modern build. Absolutely modern. It's gonna be the only thing. It's in the middle of the city. It's gonna be the only place, the only infrastructure that is actually going to be modern, and I love a modern build. I can't with the traditional houses and the roofs, they're killing me, but a platform roof, oh my god, you have my heart. You have my heart. A half wall trim, oh my god, you have my heart. So anyway, so moving on to the museum. So now I placed two museums beside each other, and you're probably wondering, why do I need two museums? Because, sweetheart, it's not a museum. So one of the museum is basically because I couldn't figure out how to build a circus. I wanted a circus here, but you know, I couldn't figure it out. If I can figure it out, then I'll definitely switch out one of the museums for a circus. But the idea behind it all is that one of the museums is the real world. Yes. Yes. It's the real world. Nobody knows. You just look at stuff. You know how like we go at the museum and we see like the dinosaur and all that yada yada yada. Never been. Yeah, it's basically like that. So you're looking at it and you're thinking like, okay, this is the past. No, this is the present, sweetheart. This is we're in the present. All right. So that's my idea for the museum. Yeah. Yeah, this is where you're going to really see them missing people. Yeah. There's going to be maybe posters around or stuff, and you're looking at it like, why does this look familiar? And the second you start asking questions, you know what's going to happen to you. You're going to disappear as well. Gone but not forgotten. Gone and forgotten. Anyway, so yeah, that's my idea for those museums side by side. I hope you guys like something from this video. I know it's a really long video. I haven't made a long video in a super long time. But yeah, I know I messed up with Willow Creek. Not really, because I'll go back to it eventually, someday, some moment in time. But right now, Oasis Springs has my heart. You know, it must be something in the water or something in the air, because I'm feeling it. All right, thank you so very much for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. I hope y'all have a great one. Bye.